People come to me, a lot of parents come to me, even in this tour of mine, and have said, how do we raise our children in a Western society? How do we raise them? There's so many bad influences. Our children can go this way or that way or the other way. Let me just take 2 minutes to talk to the parents. You and I'm a parent also, you and I have to understand something. Allah has taken control out of our hands. We control nothing. You don't control the wind blowing outside. You and I don't control when a leaf falls from a tree. You and I don't control the clouds in the sky, or when a drop of water comes from the sky. We control nothing. So let's first understand that we can never control what's going to happen with our children. We can't even control what's going to happen with our own body. We can't control what's going to happen with our own next heartbeat. We are not in control. So the fact that you and I have this idea somewhere in the back of our head that we can control the outcome for our children, we have to let that go. And if there were people much more qualified as parents than you and me, there were prophets who were parents. They were much better parents than you and I will ever be. Yaqub alayhi salam will be a much better father than you and I ever will be. And his sons disobeyed him. And they were Muslims, and they disobeyed him. And they gave him hell for years. For years. And he would cry and cry and cry, and they would get angry at him. Instead of apologizing to him, they would get angry at him. They're the ones who killed or tried to kill Yusuf. They're the ones who took him away, and their father's crying, losing his eyesight, and they're yelling at their father. Tafta'u tadhkuru Yusuf? Tallahi tafta'u tadhkuru Yusuf? Hatta takuna haradan? You're going to keep mentioning Yusuf? Get over it already. And that's a prophet's sons. And he did not do anything wrong in raising his children. He did a great job raising his children. But at the end of the day, no human being can control another human being. And if you think you love your children, let me tell you, our Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam loved his ummah and loved even the Quraysh more than you will ever love your children. He loved the people that he was with. He had a love for humanity that you and I will never have. That we can't even come close to it. The kind of love, the kind of worry that he had for people. And yet Allah told him, لَسْتَ عَلَيْهِمْ بِمُسَيْطِرٍ. All you can do is remind, you're not in control. First reminder I give myself and all of you, we can do our best. We can provide an environment. We can provide a kind of tarbiyah. We can provide a kind of thinking, prepare our children. But at the end of the day, just like you and me, our parents could not control us, and that's the truth. Our parents could not control us. You won't control your children. It won't happen. But then what can we do? What can we do? We can hope to raise children like these young people in the cave. That's what we can do. That because Allah, when He said about these people, إِنَّهُمْ فِتْيَةٌ آمَنُوا بِرَبِّهِمْ. That's the first key. These were young people that had faith. They really truly believed in their master. Once that iman is there, then their future is guaranteed by Allah. وَزِدْنَاهُمْ هُدًى. We increase them in guidance. The guidance will come. When iman is there, then the road doesn't get paved by the human being, the road is paved by Allah. Allah Azza wa Jal has given us this incredible guidance. But you know what? Sometimes we don't follow that guidance because we think somebody will not like it. Your parents won't like it. Your family won't like it. Your friends won't like it. Your society won't like it. If I follow Allah's guidance, how am I going to buy a house? If I follow Allah's guidance, how am I going to save money? If I follow Allah's guidance and I don't spend this much money on this wedding and don't spend that money, what are people going to say? You didn't spend, you were cheap. If I don't follow, so sometimes following Allah's guidance means you have to hear other people's comments. And so many decisions in your family are made because you are slaves of other people's comments. You make so many bad decisions in your life because of other people's comments. Those people will not help you. The only thing they're good for is comments. And yet, when it comes to influence, you're not influenced in me, I am not influenced by Allah, we're influenced by people. And we have to let go of people. And if we are enslaved by the opinions of others as adults, then what do you think our children are going to do? Why do you think our children are going to be any different? It's just a different kind of people, different kind of influence for a different generation, but it's the same disease. It's the same problem. We haven't freed ourselves from the fear of people, and we haven't freed ourselves to only have fear of Allah Azza wa Jal. So Allah says, فَلَا تَخْشَوْهُمْ وَخْشَوْنِي. Don't be afraid of them, be afraid of me. And once you can do that, once you experience that a little bit, it's a scary thing, it's not easy. But if you can do it, it's the most liberating thing. It frees you from so much grief and so much sadness, because now the only one you have to worry about is Allah. And Allah loves you more than anyone else will. Allah protects you like nobody else will. Allah will provide you like nobody else will. And all the fears that you have, the only one who can get rid of your fears and get rid of those dangers is Allah.